next periodic trend we're going to look at is electron affinity. And it is the energy change when an electron is added to a gaseous neutral atom. So we just saw an ionization energy where we took an electron. Here we're adding an electron. And we see we have an atom, a neutral atom. We add an electron to it. And as it becomes an ion, it releases energy. And energy in an exothermic way, meaning it gives off heat. Okay, and we see that it has a trend as well. It increases across the period and decreases down the columns. So it has the same trend as ionization energy. It increases as we move right, and it increases as we go up the groups. Now, which one has a higher electron affinity? We have germanium and carbon, and we see that carbon is higher, so carbon wins. We have indium and iodine, and we see that iodine is more to the right, so therefore iodine wins. And then we have magnesium and fluorine, and magnesium is all the way to the left, fluorine's all the way to the right, so fluorine wins. And the last trend we're going to talk about is electronegativity. Now, the main difference here is that it applies when an atom is in a compound. It's not alone. Okay, and what it is, it's the measure of how strongly an atom attracts electrons when it's in a compound. So how much it pulls the electrons from the other atom. Now, fluorine is the most electronegative element, and it's assigned a 4. And then all the others were determined by the comparison to fluorine. And we see that it also increases across a period and decreases down the columns. And we see that the noble gases don't have electronegativity values because they don't form compounds. And we see that it increases toward fluorine and it decreases as we move down. So our arrow that we would draw is exactly the same as ionization energy, electron affinity. It increases as we go right and as we move up on the periodic table. So which one has a higher electronegativity? SR or Be? Well, we see that Be is beryllium. It is on top, so it wins. Phosphorus or oxygen? We have phosphorus, which is lower than oxygen, so oxygen wins. And lastly, we have silicon and chlorine. And we see that chlorine is more to the right, so therefore chlorine wins. And so we see here, and you can either think of it as increasing or decreasing, but the main way I like to think of it is electronegativity increases as we go this way, ionization energy increases as we move this way, and electron affinity increases as we move this way. The only thing that increases as we get closer to cesium is going to be atomic radii.